just in time to see the Wolf Tones team take the field in this crucial senior championship, men's championship match between the Parnells, who have played 2, lost 2, and the Tones, who have played 2, won 1, lost 1. So it's a crucial game for the Parnells, probably a pretty much must-win game, I'd say, Nicky.
Well, if they don't win today, they'll have to win the last 3 games after that.
Something like that, yeah.
So they'll take a bit of pressure off. But here comes Duggan again with.
Yeah. He's like the ice cream man coming down the street. You'd just love to see him coming. Oh yeah. Oh Jesus, that's woeful stuff altogether. Oh my God. Me Hall O'Mara Hertig wouldn't get treatment like this. No, no, definitely not. Yeah. Yeah. The less said about that, the better. Hello to all our listeners down in San Fran. There's a few lads giving a shout out to later in the transmission. So I know I was talking to Brian Arthurs yesterday, who was down in San Fran for a wedding recently, and he had a couple of great stories. We'll be talking about it later, Nicky. A couple of good characters down there. So big shout out to all the people down there. And anyone else across the country that's listening, big shout out to me old mate Andy O'Connor down there in New York, and all the boys in New York as well. And hopefully see you soon. So it's going to be an interesting one here, Nicky. Certainly the Parnells will want to put the record straight in this one.
Is there any different players from last week, or is it the same panel they have?
We're getting the team sheet shortly now, and this is the one drawback.
Makes a better job with the second team sheet since it's the first. But anyway, that's okay. I want to give a shout out to my nephew there in Ireland who's farming this week.
Yeah, poor old Kevin. Every time Nicky goes home, poor old Kevin has to drive him around the country.
The thinker said he's my designated driver. So
He is, sir. And the Lord Almighty save us, he has enough to put up with.
I don't think we can use the word thinker anymore.
No. Yeah, Kevin Glynn, fair
Jail again.
fair play to Kevin. Great old character. We were talking to him on the phone there just before we came on, and he was giving us all the different permutations for the hurling and the football. There was a threat. There was a bit of a scare in Galway GA circles that Galway could be out the same day with the hurlers and the footballers, but he tells us no. One game was going to be on the Saturday. The hurlers looked like they'll be playing Tipperary on the Saturday, and then playing their preliminary quarter final on the Sunday. So yeah, big shout out to Kevin, great old lad, good character, and to Bernie, Mom, and to Tom. I know they're in Spain at the minute. Bernie, the biggest Roscommon supporter in Ballinasloe, in Lismany.
Definitely delighted she wasn't in Tullamore today.
And by Jesus, that's for sure. And I'm delighted I wasn't there as well, because it was a disappointing result for Roscommon. Good game of football though, exciting I must say. Both teams went at it in very tough conditions. It was very humid and warm, and that's another consideration as well, Nicky, we didn't talk about, is the impact that all these games are going to have on teams. And really and truly, like when you're playing those high octane games week in, week out, it's going to take an awful lot out of you physically and mentally. So
Well, that was a big reason that Galway needed that win today, because they'd at least get 1 week rest, and any injuries like the fullback with Kelly's injuries today, but if he had 2 weeks to recover, a week to recover, he'd probably have a chance.
yeah, hopefully, yeah. But anyway, we'll have to see how it pans out and see how teams, recover. And it's a big ask, especially in warm weather like the weather that we're having at home at the moment. It's a big ask of players to be going out playing these big championship games week in, week out. But anyway, that's another debate for another day. We want to also give a mention to our podcast, who's making a return on this Friday. Mary looks extremely surprised, almost as if she didn't know anything about it, which I don't know that she did. But yeah, we're coming live from Lanigan's on Friday evening next to look forward to next week's championship games and a little bit of discussion about all things GAA. So we'll be having some special guests and some fun and some frolics and some games. So if you're at a loose end next Friday evening, tune in. Can You Believe It is the name of the podcast, and going to be a bit of fun. Can you put up with it? Yeah, so.
Barber is sitting down, but he's on the bench now. I think he's not left his chair.
Oh yeah, the Barber of Seville is. Oh yeah, he's taking a break here. Yeah, the Barber of Westport. Yeah, yeah. I never seen a tidier bunch. Yeah. Do you ever think you go shearing sheep, Malcolm? Yeah.
That's Malcolm is in the middle of the bench there. He was.
Yeah. That's him.
He could do a bit of shaving on himself, no mind anybody else.
Yeah.
Take that hungry beard off him.
So then we're just waiting for throw in here in this crucial senior championship match. Ulton Herney, the Roscommon man from Clonagale, with the ball in hand. And
so Quinn, I hope you're not mentioning every second like you were last week, even though he probably wasn't even close to the ball. But it was. So you need to get that out of your head. You need to be more
impartial is what you're looking at.
That's the word.
Yeah.
My education wasn't high enough for that word.
So we're just we're waiting.
Fitzy's going to join us up here in the booth in a few minutes.
Good. So we're just waiting here. I think there may be we're waiting for linesmen anyway, but there may be a minute's silence in memory of Packy Gallagher, brother of Manus, who passed away at home earlier this week, and our condolences go to Packy and Packy's family and his daughter Caroline, who was out here a couple of years ago, played for the St. Bridget's ladies team, and our hearts and thoughts and prayers go to Packy's family, Manus, his mom, and Packy's kids. Arias J. Garau and Anam.
May he rest in peace, yeah.
So then, we're just waiting for the officials to take up their positions on the sidelines here. Martin Delaney will be taking charge of this game from Laois. And
Shrek is out there giving one of the players the last little pep before he...
Yeah, the last rights.
Right, and then Brady is out there. Well, we'd never know what Brady is at anyway, but he's...
Yeah.
Some old one somewhere that he's... Oh no, he's there on his own,
yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
Which is always very dangerous.
Dangerous thing to do. Kevin and Tom O'Donnell and Sean Mannion were down in Michigan on a golfing trip there for the last couple of days. How he's standing up after it, I have no idea, because I went on it once myself before. The Lord Almighty save us. I don't think 300 weight bullocks would drink any more than these boys on a weekend like that. So testament to the staying power of Kevin Brady, that he made it back in time for this match today. Huge game, of course, for the Parnells, and the Tones, of course, will want to win it also. It's an important game for both teams. So
the Tones have made a switch from last week. It seems like Jake Crispin is in cornerback.
Yeah, it looks like it. Jake was named at number 6 last week.
Centre back last week.
And he's
what a tenacious little bugger he is.
Very tenacious is right. And here we go, folks. Ball is thrown up, and straight away it goes to the Clonagale man, Ulton Herney.
Here he
running
again.
Straight and hard at that Parnell's defence. The ball is fed out this side of the field to Ronan Orford. Ronan, a son of Mossy's, down there in San Fran. A big shout out to Mossy Orford down there. I heard you treated Brian Arthurs very well, and Roisin at the wedding that they attended last week, and that ball goes in. Big high kick from Cathal Finnegan, and that goes out to the left. It's the first wide of the game.
John, I think you were called out last Sunday for pronouncing his name wrong by his mother, and we want to apologise to his mother down in San Francisco.
And his father publicly.
And his father, yes, absolutely.
I was calling him every sort of name, awful, Orafak, everything. And anyway, it's Orford. But great crack down there in San Fran, and that's an injury to the cornerback there. Sean Ryan is down on the ground, but he gets back to his feet, and the Tones are back to 13. In it goes there from Declan Kelly. Declan gives a nice ball in towards Charlie McGill. Charlie looks up, takes one look at the post with the right foot, and it drifts right across the face of goal and out for the second wide of the game. So
the wind has actually picked up here, which
the wind seems to be blowing more or less straight down the field in favour of the Tones in the first half. So the Tones will have the wind at their back. It's hard to know which way the wind is blowing because I have a fan. My biggest fan is here in front of me, and that's blowing wind at us as well. But I think it is in favour of the Tones.
That's your only fan, Quinn.
Free is judged a foul there, judged against the Tones, and it's going to be Michael Conroy, the Tyrone man, the man with the big reputation for the Patriots. Takes it quickly, gives it back to Andrew Monaghan. Andrew Monaghan now looks across and gives it to his other midfield partner, Jordan McMahon. Jordan now gives it once again off there to Tom Close. Tom Close. Parnell's playing possession football around the middle of the field. Andrew Monaghan once again, the number 8, gets it. He gives it off to Owen Byrne. Owen Byrne now with the black head, fighting off Tones defenders, and eventually Jordan McMahon once again gives it back to Owen Byrne. Owen Byrne to Tom Close. Tom takes on the Tones man, gets past him and cuts through the centre of the defence, tries to offload over this side to Conor Calvey, but the pass is intercepted well by the Tones defence, and over there on the far side of the field, Rory Flynn comes away with the ball. He in turn gives it to Declan Kelly as Nicky lets a big rift out of himself out of the Grand Canyon. Ball intercepted there in the Parnell's defence, and Michael Byrne gets it, looks up, looks for support over there on the far side of the field, and eventually gives it back to his goalkeeper Tommy Scahill. Tommy then out to his cornerback Rory Gallagher. Rory gives it back to Tommy Scahill once again in the goal for the Parnells. Looks around him, eventually gets a bit of support there from Rory Gallagher. Rory, sweet footballer, he gives it off to Colin McGee there involved, and eventually it finds its way back to Tommy Scahill once again, who in turn Jordan McMahon back in his own full back line, the midfielder. He gives it off to
the bouncer himself.
There's going to be a free down to the Parnells there underneath us.
There's a crash of a can from Annie Redmond, a good old Guinness product.
That's a lovely sound. Annie. Conor Calvey there was fouled, and the referee said, "Hold on, you didn't take it from the right spot." So it's going to be a free in. In fact, he might be bringing the ball forward.
I hope these Parnell's jerseys arrive before while they're still in the championship. They're still waiting for a delivery, I think.
That's right.
So hopefully they're still in it when they arrive.
Playing in their temporary gear at the moment. So then the Parnells retain possession around their own half-back line, and Colin McGee is tackled hard there by Declan Kelly, but manages to get the ball away to his cornerback Michael Byrne. Michael now in turn tackled hard by Ulton Harney, and the referee eventually gives a free for overcarrying, I think, and the Clonagale man, ball in hand over the far side of the field, gives a nice pass in to Ulton Kelm. Ulton, a bullet of a goal, and it's that man again, Jack Duggan, I think, or maybe not. Is it Ulton that scored that? Was it the number 12, number 11, Jack Duggan, I was right. I knew with the step of him.
There's no point in asking you this week who his father is. You surely he was your best friend last week. You couldn't remember his name, but surely this week you will remember.
By Jesus, Nicky, the tracks of your bus is all over my back. Anyways, you throw me under it so often. You bollocks. But anyways, Derek Duggan, one of my best mates, and lovely footballer of his son. Garda from Longford is right, but here comes Conor Calvey. Conor, he lost possession at the vital time, and the Tones gain possession through Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan to Jack Crispin, but Parnells break it up, but it comes back to Rory Flynn. Rory, son of Davids from Tulsk. Nice footballer, this lad. Gives it out to Sean Gavin. Sean in towards Jack Duggan, the centre forward. And the referee says he's going to give a free in because I think there was something going on off the ball. And Martin Quinn, no relation of mine, I don't think, was a judge to be fouling.
It was related to you, he definitely would be on the football field.
Charlie McGill off the ball, so it's going to be a free in to the Tones. And Cathal Finnegan with the left peg will swing this one nicely over the bar. That's a good score. So goal and a point to the Tones. No score to the Parnells just yet. So we've about 5-6 minutes gone. And it's been all the Tones so far, even though the Parnells have put a few decent attacks together, but they still have to get a shot off in anger. Big tussle in the middle of the field today between four big men. And the ball goes out there, the far side of the field, to Andrew Monaghan. Andrew now lays it off to Tom Close. Tom Close bearing down a goal faced by Jay Crispin onto the left foot. And that's all the way high and over the bar. That's a great score from Tom Close. Nice attack, Nicky, there from the Parnells. They worked the ball fast and certainly caught the Wolf Tones defence.
Dangerous at the moment.
Yeah.
What's the score? There's a goal in it, right?
A goal and a point to a point. So that goal
the first
that came from Jack Duggan. The difference between the sides. So the kick out comes from Mike Gallagher. Ackle takes up the goalkeeping duties after an injury to the Tones goalkeeper last week. Unfortunate injury, so we wish him the best. So ball is kicked in towards Cathal Finnegan. Once again, Cathal has support but chooses not to take it. And that is swung in the left foot. That's a great score by Cathal Finnegan. Beautiful score off his left. And swung over the bar there from about 40 yards out. Beautiful score with the wind there helping him, and used it to full effect. So then 1-2, 2 point, 4 points the margin as we approach the 10th minute. Kick out coming from Tommy Scahill. And long kick out. Tom Close and Ulton Herney fighting it out in the middle of the field. Tom gets the better of this one. He gives a long pass into Owen Byrne. Owen Byrne faced with Jay Crispin. Owen now turns onto his right foot, gives it back, and it'll just make its way to Andrew Monaghan. Andrew gets it back again, but a great block down there by the number 5, Rory Flynn. Rory's in great form, and the Tones break from their own defence with Declan Kelly. Declan, the midfielder with balls of pace, gives it out to Rory Flynn once again. Rory kicks it right-footed, but it squirts off his right foot and goes out to the right and wide. But great piece of play there by Rory Flynn. Turned over the ball in his own full back line and turned up in the half-forward line to have a shot on goal. Full of running, full of energy. And exciting start to this match. A match the Parnells will surely want to win. Tommy Scahill kicks it out long once again down on top of Ulton Herney and Tom Close. Herney gets his fist to it. It breaks to Ulton Kelm. Ulton gets it off to Jack Duggan, and Duggan off the right this time. That's a great score from the young man from Longford. Jack Duggan, beautiful score off the right, taken up from where he left off last week. He had a wonderful game last week, Nicky.
Just imagine if if Derek Duggan was stationed in let's say Castlereagh or Tulls, well, there isn't probably a police station or a station in Tulls.
Thanks,
He'd be now playing for Roscommon, huh?
No, yeah, by Jesus, and we'd take him. Jesus, I wish we had him today. The Lord save us. But anyway, another argument for another day, as they said. The Parnells are really under pressure here, and Michael Quinn, the full back, he gets away with it there. He's judged to be fouled. Tones boys a bit overzealous in the tackle, and ball is brought forward. Martin Quinn now with the kick. He goes long up towards Owen Byrne. Owen out in front of Jay Crispin. The Tones funneling players back, but Owen Byrne takes on the Tones defence and gets around 2 men. Gives it into Michael Conroy. Conroy bottled up by 3, but still retains possession and still manages to get away. Looks to offload to Tom Close with the left foot, but a great block down. Well blocked down there, and the referee calls back play and says, hold on, there was a bit of holding going on in there. I think it's going to be a free into the Parnells. But once again, stopped on the line there by Sean Gavin after 11 and a half minutes. Thank you, Annie. 11 and a half minutes. It's a 5-point game. And in fact, I think the free was taken or given to the Tones. Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry. Shot at the goalkeeper and it didn't come off. So it's clear by the Tones. And the ball comes down to Colin Finnegan. Colin Finnegan back to his cornerback, Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan in to the number 12, Ulton Kelm. Ulton, though, oh, geez, the Hins kick, I'm afraid. Straight into the goalkeeper's hands, Tommy Scahill. Clears it out to Rory Gallagher. Rory now has support on this side if he needs it. Chooses not to. He gives it back to his midfield partner, Andrew Monaghan. Monaghan gives it to Jordan McMahon. Jordan now looks up, looks for support. Has to go backwards again. Back to Andrew Monaghan. Gives it back to McMahon. Back to Rory Gallagher. Rory now looks for help, and he gets it into shape of Michael Ryan. Michael back to Rory Gallagher. Rory now goes long, right-footed, into the danger zone. Here comes Colm. Colm has it. Oh, had it momentarily and dropped it. Ulton Herney back there again, helping out his defence, and does very well. Picks up the breaking ball, gives it out the far side of the field to Ronan Orford. Ronan, proud son of Mossy, and big shout out to Mossy down there. And heard you had a great time at the wedding. Heard you had the reception in a strip club. Brian Arthurs couldn't believe it. I says, Jez, how come I wasn't invited to that wedding? But yeah, the first wedding I ever heard of in a strip club. And poor old Mossy had to go out before the meal and try and get an old sandwich or burrito or something. I don't think the meal was up to much. But anyways, Jez, I'll tell you one thing. If that's the case, I want to go to weddings anymore in San Francisco.
You still come out sucking your thumb.
Oh, Lord Jesus. How did I ever get in with you? But anyway, here comes the Parnells.
About to catch it.
Oh, Colin is in there once again. The danger man, number 13. Colin McLaughlin, the crow catcher, as Nicky calls him.
It looks like a cross between Arnold Schwarzenegger and I don't know who else.
Schwarzenegger. Yeah. But Jesus, the Hollywood movie buff here beside me.
Well, you can't be using names, just trademark.
Yeah. Here comes Jack Duggan. Duggan onto the right once again, and he gets it high, and that goes out, and the umpires are undecided. They lost it in the sun, and the referee is going in. Martin Delaney is going in to have a word with his umpires there. Jack Duggan is adamant that that one had sailed over the bar. The noise from the far side sort of told us that it was over the bar as well, but the umpires are not sure. And I'd love to say we could go to Hawkeye here, but the closest thing we have to Hawkeye is Nicky's eye.
Duggan and O'Brien over there. That's
yeah.
They're two Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the GA sense.
So out comes Martin Delaney. I'm not exactly sure. I think they've just given a wide because they haven't put it up on the scoreboard. So their score remains 1 goal and 3 points to the Tones and a point to the Parnells. So then away we come again with Martin Quinn coming out of his own full back line. Still no relation. If he plays well, I'll be claiming relation, don't worry. Rory Gallagher, or Owen Byrne it is, sorry. Owen Byrne now, and he's tackled hard there by Cathal Finnegan. But Owen Byrne, he beats his man and he's running right through. And surely, oh, Colin. Jesus. Ball put right across on a plate, and Colin...
If he left it on a plate, he'd probably eat it, but he'd...
Anyway, just managed the Tones defence, in fairness to them, snap closed, and they turned defence very rapidly into attack. And here comes Ulton Kelm. Ulton now gives it back to Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan gets it out this side of the field to Charlie McGill. Charlie McGill now gives it to the danger man, Duggan. Jack Duggan. Lovely right-footed kick, but I think this one has been pulled a little left and it's gone to the left and wide. But the Tones look really dangerous, Nicky, on the counter-attack.
They do indeed. They've probably had a great chance there, 2 points. That definitely should have been put over the bar. But
Definitely.
down the other end of the field, that should definitely have been a goal. If he even got his head to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything. The head was probably the thing to do. As Pat Cronin would say, stop your fooling. And never mind using the fish, just go with the head. It was the closest thing to the ball. Anyway, I was playing a junior match one time back in Tulsk, and the priest, Father Martin Mulvaney, the Lord mercy on him, he was the only man I ever seen to head a goal in a GAA match. He was a priest. He was about 5'2" high. Ball came across. Oh, jeez, there's a bit of shamazzling going on here. But Father Martin, the Lord mercy on him, he was the only man I ever seen to head a ball into the back of the net. And goalkeeper Ackle is coming out, getting involved, and the Pierce's boys not too happy about that. So, and the Tones, Rory Flynn is getting involved over there. But be well advised not to get involved now, because you don't want any reprisals. Ackle and Michael Conroy are having words there. Martin Delaney telling them to get away, and
that's the finest American accent I've ever heard from a leashman, in fairness.
That's right. You'd swear he was from Connecticut with an accent like that. Rory Flynn is the man being spoken to, and looks like Martin Delaney is going to give him
he'll get a black card here, actually.
I don't know what colour that card was. It looks yellow, I'd say. It's like the Sky Sports skit, Nicky, one time. He says when they had Paul Merson commentating on the Irish hurling game, he says, that's an awful tackle. He says, what colour card? Is it yellow, red? No, he says, it's black. I think he's been sentenced to death, the lad.
Jeff, I think they were using paddles.
So Martin Delaney is now being called in by his umpire, and John Bridges, the umpire down there, he's going to give him his version of events. So we have about 18 and a half minutes gone, folks, in this first half, and it's an exciting encounter. Low scoring so far. The Parnells have had plenty of possession, but they failed to translate it into scores on the scoreboard. So it's 1-3 to a point. 5 points the difference, and Martin Delaney taking Ackle, Michael Gallagher and Michael Conroy to one side. In fact, it's just Michael Conroy, I think. The man from Tyrone is going to be spoken to. Mary just informed me that she received a text from Steve Fahey, and Steve and Katrina back there in Tulsk wishing us all the best. Thank you, Steve. Yellow card there for Michael Conroy, and he's still remonstrating with Ackle, and Michael Gallagher not.
I think Ackle is very lucky to
not giving in.
A yellow card as well, actually.
He was, because he
to go out in the middle of the field like that. I mean, he should have stayed on his goal.
Exactly. But a big hello to Steve and all the Fahies back home in Tulsk, and hope you're all keeping well. We'll see you later in the summer.
A big commiseration to Leicester for being relegated.
Oh Jesus, disaster is right.
Disaster. Steve, I think you'll have to throw a few dollars into them, maybe buy the club or something.
Kick out comes from the Parnell's goalkeeper. Out to Andrew. Oh jeez, Andrew, you. Oh Jesus. That's a throw ball, and it's In fact, he's given a free down to the Parnells for a push in the back prior to that incident. So Parnells will retain possession. And Andrew Monaghan, the number 8, has it, gives it to his goalkeeper, Tommy Scahill, over the far side of the field. Patient build up here from the Parnells. Right footed kick, and once again there's a foul off the ball on Michael Conroy by Ronan Grimes, a judge to have fouled Michael Conroy off the ball. So it's a free in a very kickable spot for the Parnells to try and double their account. So been a bit fractious there in the last few minutes, Nicholas.
Yes, it has indeed. There's a few players there lucky they didn't get a black card or definitely yellows from both sides of the
coin. Michael Conroy then, the Tyrone man, looking for a ball.
The actual barber now, he's now a water boy, so he's a very talented young fella.
Yeah, he's multi-talented. Here he is with the water bottle. The man from Westport.
He's usually pouring water in your hair while he's cutting it, but today he's actually
pouring it down your throat. Here comes Michael Conroy. A high kick.
He wouldn't get much business out of Shrek, in fairness. He'd be waiting for a while.
Yeah, not a lot to cut there now, in fairness. But anyways, that's a poor wide though for Michael Conroy. You'd expect a player of his calibre to tap those over. But the score remains 1-3 to a point in favour of the Tones. Ackle, Gallagher kicks it out low, and Jake Rispin can't retain possession. Owen Byrne gets it, but Jake gets it at the second attempt, and a bit of pushing and shoving going on there, and Jake doesn't like it, and Owen certainly gave him a couple of dunts, and Martin Delaney is going to have a word with Owen Byrne there for a bit of overzealous tackling. Walton Herney with the ball in hand, looking around him, gets a drop out of the magic bottle.
If you had Ulton today, do you think that the game would have been reversed, that the score with Kildare?
I know, we certainly could have done with him, that's for sure. But anyway, Ulton gives it in, long, up towards, oh, well caught there, and here comes the Tones through. Oh, rasper! Absolute rasper by Cathal Finnegan, and it's an awful melee on the goal line, and the ball finally squirts out off a Tone's hand, and I think it's gone wide. Oh, an absolute rasping shot there by Cathal Finnegan. He's having a great game so far, and really and truly that could have been curtains for Parnells if that had gone in, but the crossbar saving them. Tommy Scahill didn't know a whole pile about it. A bit like your business, Nicky, you don't know a whole pile about it yourself.
It's none of your business.
Yeah, I see another barber on the Parnells bench down here, Nicky.
Oh, the great. How are you?
Yeah, Declan.
I don't think you'd be too impressed if one of his buddies has taken over his.
Oh yeah, his business. Declan Broderick.
It's a tough war between two barbers.
Declan was telling me. Declan, that's a foul there on Tom Close by Ulton Herney. Ulton not too happy about that decision, but Declan Broderick was telling me that the Parnells Intermediates won a tournament yesterday. They arrived in with a cup into Lanigan's. I said, you can't put anything into that. I says, it'll melt. I think it was made out of paper or something. It was the cheapest looking cup I ever seen in my life.
It was actually a hurling cup anyway.
Was that what it was?
Cusack's the one. And congratulations to Cusacks on winning.
Oh, well done. Well done to the Cusacks. Well, here comes Declan Kelly. Declan Kelly gives it across to Charlie McGill. Charlie McGill onto the left foot. And that's a great looking kick, and it's a beautiful looking point, and it's over the bar. Umpires, no doubt this time.
Quinn, in fairness to Declan, how are you? He's going selling solar panels, I think, next week. He's starting next week. But I think if you put one on your back, maybe.
That's right. Yeah.
You sat out in the sun for an hour.
We'd have energy to burn. Yeah, that's the next best thing is the solar panel business.
That's the way to go now.
That's the way to go, lads. Yeah. God help us and save us. Tommy Scahill with the kick out. Once again, stop your fooling. Up with it. Up goes Ulton Herney with the fish. Gets a fish to it. Good fish, but it comes back as far as the number 14 there. Patrick Brooks. Brooks gives it in. Owen Burden has a stare. Has got a step on Rory Flynn. And if Rory fouls him, pulls him back. And surely this is good. Cared now for Rory. Could be in trouble. He was booked earlier and stopped. Good. That could have been described as a certain scoring opportunity. So Martin Delaney is seemingly not going to take any action. So it's a free in to the Parnells and Michael Conroy. The number 11 is going to...
of refereeing that's not keeping it with
consistency. Yeah, it was a weird one there. Yeah, obvious foul. But anyways, it's over the bar and it's a second point for the Parnells. Achill Gallagher, the man from Achill, with the kick out. Great tones man for years and years working downtown. Good kick out. Jake Rispin, one of the smallish men on the field, and he makes a great catch. Decides to go backwards all the way back to his fullback Sean Gavin. Sean now takes the ball and gives it off to Cathal Finnegan. Cathal with the blonde head and the mullet. He looks a bit like Cam Smith, the golfer. Oh jeez, that's a dodgy pass, but Rory Gallagher makes the best of it, or Rory Flynn I should say. Rory gets it back to Charlie McGill. Charlie now gives a poor pass to Ulton Herney, but Ulton makes the best of it and gets a good pass away to Ronan Grimes. Ronan with the red head gives it to Charlie McGill. Charlie McGill, and here comes the Tones. They're really rolling now. Ronan Orford. Ronan gets it off to Jack Duggan. Jack Duggan beats his man, gives it back to Ronan Orford. Orford into Charlie. Oh, Finnegan. And Finnegan finishes it to the back of the net. What a goal. The goalkeeper standing up looking at him. Oh, Jesus, Nicky. Disaster for the Parnells.
Score, but fair play to the Tones, they put it away well.
Oh, they did.
It was bouncing all over the place there before Finnegan got a hand to it.
Absolutely, a sweeping attack from the Tones, and the referee, Parnells players figured that there was an infringement on the ball. I think
Declan is coming on. He seems to be warming up out there.
I think he's just feeling the cold. Yeah, the Parnells boys on the sideline are remonstrating with Martin Delaney. They said that he threw the ball. That one of the Tones lads threw the ball in one of the final passes. I think it was Cathal Finnegan that was accused of throwing it, but Martin Delaney said he never had possession of it, and he's given the goal. So it's 2 goals and 4 points to 2 points. So 10 points to 2, and Tom Close shouldered out over the sideline by Ulton Herney. The Clonagale man looks down, looks for options, gives a nice ball towards Declan Kelly. Declan Kelly, the midfielder, gives a good hand pass out the far side to Ronan Flynn. Ronan Flynn gives a nice high ball down towards the corner to Cathal Finnegan. Cathal gets it back once again, decides to leave it for Jack Duggan. Jack once again off the right foot, and that's kicked in and kicked over the bar. That's a great score.
That's a delightful point.
Yeah, he's well capable of kicking big scores, this lad. He's a big strong fella with a great right foot on him. Never forget, of course, Nicky, I was telling you the great story about his dad Derek in 1991, that fateful day in Crow Park against Meath, when he scored that great drop kick me Jesus goal into the Hill 16. I was above at the top of Hill 16 and I landed at the bottom of it in celebrating.
I was in the toilet puking when it happened. But
Indeed,
but in fairness, Derek Duggan, he played out here for the Gardaí, I think, in the late 90s. The Gardaí against, I think it was AIB or something.
That's right.
So
yeah.
I
So
know he was a great talent, in fairness.
Great talent, great free taker. Who'll never forget that free he took in the Connacht final for Roscommon back in the 1991 Connacht final.
You forgot
great
his
score.
name, now mine. The fact that he scored the free, so I don't know.
Yeah, you just won't let it drop, will you? Anyway, on we go. Another point for the Tones. That's 2 goals and 6 points to 2 points, and really and truly, the Parnells have got to get scores, and fast.
If they're ever to get a chance to wear these new jerseys, they're on the way. They need to start a comeback here somewhere along the line.
Rory Gallagher calls for it, but again, that's a poor kick out. Picked up by Charlie McGill. Declan Kelly to Jack Duggan. Another rasper, but a great save. Great save by Tommy Scahill. Really great save, and that definitely would have been curtains, but a wonderful save there by Tommy Scahill. And in the 30th minute, and deflected over the bar for a point. So the Tones go on to 2 goals and 7 points, and the Parnells remain 2 points. So it's all the Tones at the moment. Kick out from Tommy Scahill, out towards Tom Close. Tom gets in front of Ulton Herney, but Ulton is adjudged to have fouled him. Nice ball into Owen Byrne. Owen gets under it though, and here comes Colin McLaughlin. Underneath it, gets possession. Here comes Cahill. Oh, Jesus. It's gone over the bar. It's gone over the bar.
With the finger up there as if he was in Crow Park or something.
Yeah.
Great point there.
In fairness, great catch and turned and scored. So
you need to pump high ball into him here because
yeah,
I think he could.
They have to go route one. They need goals to win this game, I think, even at this early stage. But certainly that route one worked on that occasion. He definitely has the height advantage on Sean Gavin, and the Tones full back line lack a little bit of height. So himself and Michael Conroy.
He has height advantage on the scoreboard. Now mind the full back.
Yeah, he sure has. Ackles kick out then, straight down the middle of the field, and it's picked up there by Peter Brooks. Peter now tackled here by Cahill Finnegan, but gets the ball, kicks it against the Tones man, and it's going to be brought up. Martin Delaney says you weren't away. The requisite 10 metres, and it's going to be a free down to the Parnells. Michael Conroy with the ball in hand, facing into the wind as we approach the half-time whistle. We're into injury time here in Gaelic Park in Chicago. It's taken quickly by Michael Conroy, gets the return onto the left, and again Colin goes for it, but the ball beats him to the sideline, and again a poor kick from Michael Conroy, and I expected better from him from there, but he's playing into a very stiff breeze, it must be said. There is
a 4 or 5 point.
There's definitely a 4 or 5 point breeze.
For the Tones,
yeah,
definitely for sure.
Yeah, but certainly the 2 goals that they conceded.
Played 2 minutes of stoppage time. So.
Yeah. Ball kick out now. The kick out taken quickly. Sean Gavin down along the far sideline to Rory Flynn. Rory gives a nice ball in towards Cahill Finnegan, but I think the ball is going to beat him to this end line, and it has. And Martin Delaney decides to call a halt to proceedings, and I'm sure the Parnells will be delighted that that half-time whistle came when it did. Really, in front of goal, they were very wasteful. Didn't create or didn't convert all the chances that they had, and even though, as you said, Nicky, it's a 4 or 5 point wind, they have a mountain to climb in this second half. 2 goals and 7 points to the Tones, 13 points to the Parnells, 3 points. It's a 10-point game, and the Parnells are going to have to get a very, very fast start to this second half to get themselves back into it.
Absolutely, yeah, they'll definitely have to turn it on in the second half. Their backs are to the wall. Will Clark, what do you call Clark, is winning the US Open. He's -1 after 1.
So yeah, Wyndham Clark.
McIlroy is one under as well, so he's gone to 10 under.
Yeah, certainly best wishes to Rory McIlroy tonight. Hopefully he'll do the business in Los Angeles. Shane Lowry in action as well. I don't know how Shane is shooting.
I'd say Shane has gone to the pub at this stage. I think he should be well finished by now.
Yeah, and Pádraig Harrington has been playing well as well. And Paul Duggan, fair play to him. He's doing Mayor Freer now for us today. But it's going to be an exciting night in the golf, Nicky. Hopefully when we get finished here, we'll get a chance to get the last 9. And McIlroy is in prime position. He's probably the most experienced on that leaderboard, and definitely the one that has the talent to do it in a course like that.
Well, he's a 4-time major champion, so he's the only one actually within in the top 3 is the only one with a major title, and he has 4 of them. but it's a long time. It's a long gap. It's been 9 years since he won the last one. So
Yeah.
this is probably one of the best chances he'll ever get to he definitely will win another major, but it's been taking a while.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
see Eddie McDermott out there.
Eddie McBrearty,
sorry,
yeah.
McDerty.
He's going to give us a hand pass up here. Yeah, yeah. Go on, go on. $50 if you can land it in the window. Oh, gee, forget about it. Right, stick to
Eddie, you wouldn't hit a cow's ass with a shovel.
Stick to football. Stick to football, Eddie, in Donegal.
Stick to the cycling, Eddie, will you?
Eddie McBrearty from Donegal. Great character as well out here. And enjoying his Father's Day out here in Chicago Gaelic Park. But back to the golf, yes, McIlroy has the pedigree. He's got the game around that course. It's an extremely long course, 7,400 yards long, with huge par fours, but he's got the armoury and the firepower to do it. But will he do it? That's the question.
Well,
Can he get it across the line?
Well, I think the fact that he scored, or he got a birdie in the first 2 holes, so that should settle him down a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully. So, yeah, it'll be
The
great.
last few years he's had many chances to put majors away, and he hasn't done it, but
Yeah,
he definitely has the talent, there's no doubt.
No
He's
question
probably
about it.
the finest striker of a golf ball, besides myself or yourself, maybe.
that's right. Yeah. Oh,
in the
yeah.
game, but
I mean, you know, to watch you playing golf, Nicky, it's poetry in motion. I mean, it's, I mean, the way you just rotate through the ball, you know, and just connect with it so sweetly, you know, driving it down the fairway, 350 inches. I mean, it's a joy to watch.
if I was on a runway at O'Hare Airport, I wouldn't hit it 330 yards, but
Well, that's the good truth. But anyways, it's great crack. Getting back to our discussion about the football. It's going to be very interesting draw tomorrow, between you know, the four, the 8 teams. In fact, the second place and the third place teams, in the preliminary quarterfinals. It's going to throw up at least one, if not 2, huge fixtures. Galway and Mayo could be paired together. Galway and Roscommon could be paired together. I mean, it's going to be a huge weekend next weekend.
well, I think everybody in Ireland will be up at 8 o'clock in the morning to listen to the draw on, or is it actually on TV, is it?
It's on GA Go, I believe, and it's on RT Radio 1.
So that's 8 o'clock, so 2 o'clock here. We might be just leaving the pub, so
I know. Well,
we'll
hopefully
probably watch the draw and then won't remember in the morning when we wake up.
we'll still have to be consulting social media or something to see who was drawing against who. But it has yeah, the potential, of course, to throw up huge games, and that was always the intention, I suppose, from the GA point of view, to give more of these big games between the best teams. And you know, this is one of those occasions where you're going to get that scenario. So very, very interesting. You've got the second place teams. You've got, I had them written down here now because the old memory isn't the May West. The second place teams: Cork, Galway, Kildare and Donegal. And then you have the third place versus the third place teams who'll be in the other pot: Mayo, Roscommon, Monaghan and Tyrone. Actually, Tyrone were very fortunate, just while we're talking about that, because Westmeath had a free at the very end to win that game, and I think that might have put Tyrone out of the championship, if I'm not correct. If I'm not mistaken.
That game was a draw, right? I think if Westmeath had got the point, Tyrone would have been out, which would have been a major shock.
Yeah.
But they're still in the championship like anyone else, and Tyrone are a team that's battle hardened, and they've won in all Irelands, and they know how to win ugly and dirty, or they win the dirty ball.
Yeah.
But I mean, in fairness to Tyrone, they're still there, and I wouldn't want to be meeting them again either.
No. Yeah, it's going to throw up fascinating.
McBrearty drops another ball there. My God.
Yeah, it's going to throw up fascinating fixtures next weekend, and as I said, it's going to throw up at least one, if not 2, huge fixtures. So you're going to have possibly, you know, a big name out of the championship, you know, before the middle of June or around the middle of June. So,
well, somebody said during the week, one of the commentators said that the All Ireland was going to go to Connacht, but after today's performance by the 3 teams, I can't see it crossing the Shannon, as I said earlier. But
it's going to be it's going to be tough. I fancy Galway myself. during the league campaign and early in the championship, they looked as if they had a squad and, good bench, which is, absolutely required to win in All-Ireland these days. And especially with the way that the games are structured now, because they're coming so fast and so thick. So, whatever team wins it are going to have a really, really good bench.
They did gain like a few players. They gained that McGrath, the cornerback, but the problem is that they lost an all-star because Liam Silk is out of he's in Kuwait or somewhere, or the United Arab Emirates. So they got a great cornerback, but they lost a great cornerback. So that was one. Now Cook in the in the wing forward, he's been a great comeback for Galway. But again, the problem is a few of the players are not playing like they were playing last year. So
yeah,
but it's early yet. I mean, you never know. Just maybe need a little bit of a spark. Maybe this might put them back in their place. I don't know. Hopefully.
Well, again, I think it's a juggling act. As far as managers are concerned and coaches, because they don't want their teams peaking too soon. So I don't think you're seeing the full in product from a lot of these teams. So I'd be, remiss to say that Mayo, on the basis of what they've done today, would be out, or would not be title contenders, because I think they have the ability to come back and improve. So have Galway, so have a lot of those teams. I mean, Donegal have been playing very, very well from, a position where they looked as if they were dead and buried, a month ago.
The new management, they
seem to have responded. Yeah. They have. So, I think, Kildare at home won't be easy either, even though they haven't the home ground at the minute. They may well choose to play in Tullamore, seeing as they played so well there today. But, they're a big, strong, physical team. And they would cause problems to most teams, as well. So it's fascinating. There's, and you have Cork into the mix as well. I mean, I've been saying for a couple of months that Cork, will come back and improve, because they simply have the players and they have the infrastructure in Cork, and their underage has been doing so well for the last number of years, and I think the signs are positive. That victory today against Mayo will give them huge confidence. They're now going to be at home in the next match, which is a huge boost for them as well. So
with the crowd behind them,
an
absolute boost.
Yeah.
But I think going back to Galway, I think if and it's a big if we could get back to Sean Mulcairn as a full back, and if Sean Kelly is available, if he's not injured, and to move him out to like wing back, I think that would definitely change the Galway.
Yeah, I've said that all season that if Galway got their full back and release Sean Kelly, I believe, is one of the best footballers in the country right now, and he proved it again today, scoring a goal and a point, and could easily have been more. He's a wonderful footballer, in my opinion. Reminds me a lot of Michael Donlan in his heyday for Galway. But, tremendous footballer. But it's fascinating.
He's just lost at full back. I mean, he's playing well there, but he's...
Yeah, he has a lot more to offer than that. And just while we're talking about Cork football, it came into my mind that we should mention the great Teddy McCarthy, who passed away there last week, obviously at a very young age, 57, 58 years of age. So condolences to all Teddy's family and all the people in Cork GA. He was a wonderful footballer. We were very, very lucky, to see him in the flesh, winning dual All Ireland. Something I don't think that'll ever happen.
Well, I seen him in 1990 in the flesh and against Galway in the hurling. I wasn't the great. It's an experience. It still haunts me to this day. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a terrible thing to happen, and
yeah. But he was an absolutely fantastic,
well, he's the
hurler
only
and
man who
footballer.
will probably ever be repeated again. What he achieved in winning the double in
Absolutely.
1990.
Absolutely. But he'll go down
He
as
won to Ireland to football, so he absolutely is. I mean, they throw the word legend out there all the time.
right.
They even call you a legend sometimes. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
I think that's
But
more in jest
he
than anything else.
He definitely deserved the term.
Absolutely, I'd
as
second
a
that.
legend, for sure.
Teddy McCarthy, a wonderful footballer, wonderful hurler, and a great ambassador for the game, and a great character by all accounts. An awful shame we never got a chance to meet him in the flesh, but anyway, once again, Ariyesh J. Gaurav and Anam, and condolences to his family, and he'll be sorely missed within GA circles.
Absolutely. Rest in peace.
So on we go. second half underway, and the Parnells start the second half on the front foot, and there's been a couple of changes on the Parnell side, and we'll give you those as we go on. But here they come now with the first attack, and it's surely a great chance of a goal immediately, and it's cleared off the line. Stephen O'Connor was the man that had the chance, and it's cleared off the line there. I think it might have been Sean Gavin or Rory Gallagher or Rory Flynn, was it? No, Sean Ryan, actually, the one that got the block in and hurt himself in the process. But anyway, here comes Cathal Finnegan. Cathal Finnegan gets the ball, doesn't manage to pick it up off the ground, and Rory Gallagher for the Parnells gets possession and gets the ball out fast, out to Tom Close. Tom Close now turns around on his own 45, gives it across to Jordan McMahon. Jordan McMahon now with the blonde head, and he looks around for support, gives it back to Rory Gallagher. Rory Gallagher sees on this outside Martin Quinn coming forward to Tom Close once again, popping up this time on this side of the field. Diagonal ball in towards the Tyrone man. Michael Conroy managed to get his hip into the Tones defender, Sean Gavin, and tries to worm his way between the two Tones men, and Martin Delaney says that's a free in. Michael Conroy dragged to the ground there by the Tones lads, and it's going to be a simple tap over free surely for Michael Conroy. The Parnell started brightly, Nicky, they needed to.
Well, Michael Conroy last week had probably the best first half that you could see, and anyone for the year, and then he had a bad second half, so hopefully it will be reversed this time.
Yeah,
because we were giving him a little bit of abuse in the pub afterwards.
That's right.
He was a 1.5 wonder, so hopefully it is the second half that he'll be the one this time.
Absolutely. It's all made up of halves, that's for sure. But they need a big half out of him, that's for sure. And on this occasion, 13 points to 4. 2 goals and 7 points to the Tones. 4 points to the Parnells. As Ackle Gallagher waits for a football. And one now coming in from the sideline. And the Tones in absolutely no hurry at all to get this back up and running. And Martin Delaney eventually gets the ball back into Ackle Gallagher. Mick Gallagher all the way from Ackle, County Mayo with the kick out. The evergreen Ackle. Declan Kelly looking for the short one, but out it comes. Jack Duggan underneath it. Doesn't get to it though. It's taken there by Colin McGee. Colin leaves it back to Michael Byrne. Michael now with the right foot. Gives it long, and again Martin Delaney gives a free against the Tones man for another off the ball incident. And oh yeah, fair play to it. Paul. Here comes Paul Duggan on another Mayor Rishka, and fair play to him. He's taking care of us here.
The Oak Forest police aren't listening to this.
Anyway, free taken by Michael Conroy, and that one is kicked high and is kicked over the bar for the 5th point for the Parnells. 2 goals and 7 points to the Tones, 5 points to the Parnells. A mini comeback being sprung here by the Parnells boys. Kick out taken long, and Ulton Herney is there, and he gets it. He gets the pass, and he's bearing down on goal here. He takes it around his man. He gives it back. Oh, brilliant save. Great save once again. And Ulton Kelm was the man that had the shot. And Jack Duggan retrieves the ball. He gives it across here to Charlie McGill. McGill now looks in and looks for support. He gets it from Sean Gavin. Gavin back to Ronan Orford. Ronan beats his man, Martin Quinn. Takes it into contact. Advantage being played to the Tones here. Ronan had a great game last week, following up with another very good game this week. Here comes Declan Kelly. Declan Kelly back to Charlie McGill, and that's a foot block. And the Parnells players are absolutely out of their minds with Vex, as Martin Delaney decides to award Charlie McGill a free in, which is a definite Tones point. And oh Jesus, and
just fell off the stool.
It's going to be a Tone score here for sure, and Cathal Finnegan, the number 10, is going to take it. And Cathal now with the blonde hair and the mullet, with the simplest of tasks from the 21-yard line. A tap over right in front of the post. And this will put it back out to a 9-point game. Straight over the bar, as expected. So 2-8, 14 points, plays 5 points for the Parnells. 9 points the difference. Quick kick out, lovely place ball there right into the breadbasket of Michael Byrne. Michael looks across, sees Tom Close free. Close now, goes long in towards Colin McLaughlin. Colin up goes for the ball, but slips through his fingers and out wide. Again, worth the chance. He could catch one, and if they get a goal, they're right back in it. So kick out now from Tommy Scahill. Out it comes, down on top of Tom Close and Ultan Herney once again. Ultan Herney went down hard on the ground that time, and Jack Duggan picks up the break and screams in along this side. That's a beautiful score.
A glorious score.
Great score with the outside of his boot, outside of the right foot, and a really great score from Jack Duggan there. This lad is really making a huge name for himself here in Chicago this summer. But the worry now for the Tones is that Ultan Herney is down, went down hard on the ground. I don't know if it's his knee or his ankle. Looks like his ankle. And the physio is out to give some treatment. And he's looking for some water there. And Shane McShane, in fairness, administering some water to the damaged area. Martin Delaney sees the funny side of it. I don't know what he'd make a great doctor. But yeah.
Hold on. I think Rooney's coming on here as a sub, number 21.
Yeah, Aidan
He's
Rooney.
actually a big slim down from last year, in fairness to him. I'd say he lost about 2 or 3 stone, or whatever you call it. Pounds. Many pounds?
He's like myself.
No. He actually lost.
And Ultan Herney is up. Aidan Rooney is on for the Parnells. Number 21. Kick out is taken. Andrew Monaghan is the man that made way. Aidan Rooney now gets possession around the middle of the field. Nicky is knocking everything in sundry here inside around him. Ball is kicked over there towards Martin Quinn, the full back. Quinn now comes forward.
Still no relation.
No, still no relation. Conor Calvey gets it. Tries to beat Sean Gavin down the far side of the field. Turns twice. Looks up. Gives a nice ball in. Dangerous ball off the crossbar there. And that ball goes out. And it goes for a 50, I think.
I think Ackley got to that, did he?
Yeah, I think he might have got a touch on it. Yeah. So, yeah, good goalkeeping. He had to have his wits about him there, because that could have easily ended up in the back of the net. So it's 45 then, and it's going to be the Tyrone man, Michael Conroy, that's going to take it. No relation to John Conroy over the far side there from Tulsk. See Conroy over there with the pink shirt on him, and Donald Doherty as well. The Tones backroom team plotting away to success here this evening.
Doherty's hitting for the foreign shores of Ireland, is he?
I think so, yeah. Donald and family are going moving back home, and the best of luck to them. That's a good score from the Parnells. Tom Close puts the right foot on that and taps it over the bar.
Down to 9 points.
Back to a 9-point game. So Parnells need more of the same for sure. Short kick out goes towards Ultan Kelm. Ultan, big strong lad with the pink boots. He's Jinkin taking on Patrick Brooks, but gets a lovely pass off to Cathal Finnegan. Finnegan to Duggan. Duggan now. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Oh, this lad is unbelievable. I mean, Jesus, he's absolutely killing the Parnells there. That was a wonderful strike off his right foot.
Escaped the hands of the Roscommon people.
I don't know.
If you had him today in
if I was Dave
in Tullamore,
if I was Davy Burke, I'd tell you one thing. I'd be I'd be inquiring about the price of flights. As this lad is absolutely on fire here. That was a wonderful strike.
Fortunately, he plays for Longford Quins.
No, yeah. No, I'd have to pull some stunt as John Conroy, I'd say. But that really is a hammer blow to the Parnells. Now, that's 3 goals and 9 points to 6 points, 18 points to 6, 12 points the margin. And even at this early stage in the second half, Nicky, it's not looking good.
It doesn't look good for them in fairness, and it looks like their third loss of the year, which is not very good.
No. Yeah, Jack Duggan is being replaced. In comes the Parnells, Michael Conroy, and blocked down again on the line. That was another great piece of defending by the Tones. But it's the ball is turned over here. Aidan Rooney gets it. Aidan into the number 19 there, Stephen Connor, and Stephen clips it over the bar, and they come away with a point. But it could easily have been a goal once again.
Looking over, is Duggan being taken off because is he injured, or is he just they're sparing him for the next game?
I'd say they're resting him. I'd say no, he didn't look injured going off. He looked perfectly fine. And
Liam O'Brien says he doesn't seem to have pulled his hamster or anything. He seems
no, the hamster seemed to be fine. So ball is kicked out this side of the field, and Ulton Kelm once again gets possession. Fellow with the blonde hair and the blonde beard, Ulton Herney. Cathal Finnegan in, Charlie McGill stops it with the left, but Peter Brooks gets in there and breaks up possession. Killian Heaney, the lad from Mayo, gets it. This little, he's like a rabbit. Michael Conroy gets it, and he's adjudged. He's down on the ground, and he's adjudged to have touched it on the ground, and it's going to be a free out. And once again, just takes the ball, takes a little bit too much out of it, takes it into contact, and the Tones defence swarm around him and turn over the ball. Free out to the Tones. Here comes Rory Flynn. That's Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan, the number 4, gives it back to Charlie McGill. McGill now looks around him for support. Sees number 14 there, but he's not able to get to it. Danny Dixon. Dixon loses possession anyway as it comes out to Killian Heaney once again. The rabbit is away again. The green shorts. Gives it to Tom Close. Tom now looks up, decides to go long once again, and that one is going to be overcooked, and it's gone to the right and it's gone wide. Yeah, probably not the best decision.
Absolutely needed that score there to keep the anyway in the game.
Yeah. 3 goals and 9 points. It's 18 points to 7. 11 points the difference.
That's a big gap to cover.
Yeah, and they just don't look like. Oh, Aidan Rooney seemed to have pulled something there. Yeah, he's feeling
the
it.
hamster gone.
Yeah, the hamster is gone. Yeah, yeah. Dr. O'Brien has concurred with his diagnosis. Here comes the Tones, and the easiest of finishes for Ulton Kelm. And a goal for the Tones, and that is not the thing that the Parnells needed for sure. Great goal once again, very well worked, simple stuff, and ends up in the back of the Parnells net. 4 goals and 9 points. That's 21 points to 7. 14 points the difference, Nicky. I think it's
done and dusted.
I think it's game, set and match.
I think Aidan Rooney
he's in trouble
out here.
Yeah, the hamstring seemed to go with him there down near the sideline, so yeah, I think Aidan has to depart the scene. I don't think it's going to come right.
No,
so
I think he's done.
hard luck to Aidan. Good old character, great crack, but just not his day today. Ulton Herney picks it up and gives it on, and Ronan Orford. Ronan, nice footballer this lad, takes it up, looks around. Ulton Herney receives possession back, and ball over there on the far side of the field. I think it might be Declan Kelly. Gives it back to his cornerback, Ronan Grimes. Ronan now into Danny Dixon. Danny lays it off once again to Ronan Orford. Ronan gives it outside here to Brendan Kelly. Kelly gives it back, and that's a sweet looking strike. Beautiful score there from the Tones, and I think it might have been Danny Dixon that clipped that one over. Indeed it was, number 14. Lovely score.
Parnells will need to call Aer Lingus and get out the checkbook, because they definitely need reinforcements here.
Oh yeah, it's going to take something special now, I think. And the referee, Martin Delaney, decides not from the right spot, so it's going to be called back. Free into the Parnells, and it's going to take something special now, because they're going to be faced with a situation where they really can't lose any more games, so they certainly will need reinforcements, as you say. So on we go, heading towards the last 7 or 8 minutes of this game. And long ball played in towards the full forward Michael Conroy, but once again frustrated there by the Tones defence. They've played very well all game. Declan Kelly now receives the ball out in the middle of the field, gives it off to Rory Flynn. Rory gives it back to Declan Kelly. Declan looks for some movement up in front of him. Ball is half blocked down, and it'll be picked up by Michael Byrne. Michael Byrne now looks across and sees a free man over the far side, and it's Colin McGee. Colin McGee to Tom Close. Tom now surveys what's going on in front of him. Stephen O'Connor to Jordan McMahon. Jordan now looks up, sees Colin McGee once again. Colin to Tom Close. Parnell's playing football in the middle of the field, but they need to be playing it inside the Tones 21, not in the middle of the field. Here comes Killian Healy. Killian gets free down this near side, faced by Declan Kelly. Cuts back inside, and the referee says you were fouled. Declan Kelly fouling Killian Healy.
I think Healy should have been starting. He's been very lively.
He has been lively. He's a very quick player. Michael Conroy swings the left foot at it and sweetly over the bar, but points, I'm afraid, are no good at this stage. The Parnells need goals. Jordan McMahon is in some difficulty. I think he's cramping up down there. Utterly frustrated figure. And Parnells temporarily are down to, in fact, it may be a hamster as well. Shane McShane is out there now. It's cramp. So just cramping up. And
I think they're bringing on the Crow again, the Crow catcher.
Yeah, Colin is being sprung from the bench. So route one tactics, probably for the last 5 or 6 minutes here from the Parnells. And probably the last throw of the dice from Shrek and the Parnells boys.
It has to be the last throw of the dice, in fairness. Quinn, the next thing they might bring you on.
I'll tell you, more extraordinary things have happened.
You got to tell, while there's a break, you got to tell us about your first loan you got in the bank in Strokestown.
Yeah, I was giving advice to Nicky's nephew, Kevin. He was doing a bit of farming. I says, always put a bit of hay in your mouth. I went into a bank manager one time looking for a loan for £3,000. I wanted to buy a Volkswagen Jetta. And I told the bank manager I was going buying tin suck calves. He told me, oh, is your father retired? And I says, he is. And he says, that's funny. I says, what are you laughing at? He says, your brother had the same story a week ago. He says, we'll go out with that. And ran me like a dog. And he was 100% right. Anyways, on we go. Here comes the Tones once again. Ball is passed in there, and it's Oisin Hughes. Oisin back to Danny Dixon. And Danny puts it straight over the bar with the orange boots. And Dixon has been lively since he came on.
You can wear orange boots if you kick points like that.
Yeah, that's for sure. Great score there from the full forward for the Tones. Quick kick out. And it's picked up there on the far side by Jack Fallon. Jack, long legs, covering a lot of ground, gives it in towards Michael Conroy. Conroy is brought to the ground once again by Sean Ryan. And free in will be taken by Michael Conroy, I'd imagine.
The Parnells hasn't sprung the barber yet. The two barbers there, and there's no. I suppose the game is on a close shave, so there's no point in bringing them on.
No point. Yeah. That's a nice free, I think. And it's kicked over the bar by the Tyrone man. And clips the margin a little bit. 4 goals and 11 points, 23 points to 9 points. 14 points the difference. And the Tones have looked, in fairness, a superior outfit. They look very lean, efficient.
They'll go a long way in the championship.
They certainly will, playing like that. That's another lovely score there from Charlie McGill. 4 goals and 12 points now for the Tones, 9 points for the Parnells. Tommy Scahill takes it quick out this side to Colin McLaughlin. Colin gives a pass there to Michael Byrne. Michael, though, is pushed in the back. And it's going to be a free down for the Parnells. It's taken quickly there. And Patrick Brooks. And referee, once again. That's a bit annoying that you'd imagine that there should have been advantage played there. But anyway, we won't criticise too much. Stephen O'Connor gets it and goes for the hand pass. But free out is the result after a push in the back on Sean Gavin, and free out to the Tones, taken pretty quickly. Danny Dixon, in fact no, this might be Ulton Kelm. Ulton gives a lovely pass in to Charlie. Oh, this is wide open, bad news here again, and Charlie decides to put it onto his left foot and puts it straight over the bar. Another lovely point from Charlie McGill. He's been excellent in the second half. Lots of candidates for man of the match, Nicky. But I'd say they're all in blue jerseys.
I'd give it to Colin McLaughlin, but
yeah, he certainly had his moments.
I think Finnegan
Finnegan was very, very good. So was Duggan.
Or Duggan, Duggan played,
Yeah, Duggan scored a couple of wonderful scores. But Finnegan was very, very good, lively as well, and took some great points. Toss of a coin between them. I think Duggan won it last week, so maybe we'll just change it up this week and maybe Cathal Finnegan.
The prize anyway, because I don't think we have anything to present.
We have a couple empty cans we could give them.
Maybe they get a free haircut. Anyone to sponsor man of the match for next week, we appreciate it. The Lanigan's Irish Pub man of the match. Free bucket of beer for the man of the match. Yeah,
22 minutes gone. Michael Conroy kicks it and puts it over the bar for another point for the Parnells. That brings them into double digits. 10 points now. And
that's what the prize will be. Man of the match will be a bucket of beer and a haircut.
Yeah, from How Are Ya?
How are ya?
Yeah. Indeed, what a great prize. Something to really look forward to. Here comes the Tones, and on the far side there, it's Sean Nevin cutting through the Parnell's defence. Slows it down, then comes back across here to Ronan Orford. Ronan Orford now to Rory Flynn. Rory looks back and he sees Sean Gavin. Sean Gavin now onto his corner forward, Brendan Kelly. Oh, Jesus, Colin. Brendan taken out of it there, and Ulton Kelm going for a second goal there.
Could easily have been another goal there.
Pulled it straight across the face of goal and it's wide. Brendan Kelly asking the referee what was going on there. Reckoned he was completely taken out of it.
The timekeeper has returned.
Yeah, Annie. What would we do without you?
Absolutely.
24 minutes
she
gone.
For the
6
fridge,
minutes.
Gave a lovely can of Guinness.
6 minutes plus injury time.
0-0.
And ball is kicked out. 2 Tones men there, but the Parnell's lad wins it and gets it to Killian Heaney. The rabbit is off again from Mayo, and there he goes. Puts on the afterburners, and that's a cynical foul. Free is taken quickly to Conor Calvey. Calvey into the back of the net. And I think that's going to stand.
Lanigan strikes it into the back of the net.
Into the net. That was a good goal, in fairness. Killian done the right thing, took the ball, took the free quickly, and Martin Delaney allowed it, and he was right to give the advantage there. And it was a well-worked goal from the Parnells, but they need 3 or 4 more of them.
It's like pushing an elephant up a stairs at this stage, but you never know.
Yeah, it's a thankless task. Here comes the kick out now from Ackle. This time it's low. hard out the centre of the field, and it's picked up there by Rory Gallagher to Killian Heaney. Killian now gives in a low ball, but it's easily cut out there by the Tones lads, and poor ball really in the end. And Ulton Kelm, he's been good in this second half, this lad. He's a big strong fella. Solos it up the field, gives a nice pass in towards Brendan Kelly. Brendan Kelly now bearing down on goal and just satisfied to chip it over the crossbar, and a nice finish there from Brendan Kelly. Well worked move. Again, Ulton Kelm on the far side causing all sorts of problems.
Yeah, he's another man that had a great game.
Yeah, Kevin
Brady's shouting instructions.
Kevin Brady not happy. Martin Delaney trying to explain the logic behind some of those regions. He could be there until doomsday and you still wouldn't understand them. Anyway, Conor Kelvey gets it. Killian, the rabbit, is in the burrow again. He gives it out wide to Michael Conroy. Conroy hasn't been his usual self. He swings his left foot at it, and it's gone across the face of the goal, and it's gone wide.
It was a very wasted score there, or wasted opportunity there when there were so many points down.
Yeah, should have probably recycled it and tried to work it in closer, but anyway.
Thirsty weather here.
Yeah, it is indeed thirsty work. Ball is kicked out there, and foul on the Tones lad, and it's going to be a free down to the Tones. Callum Fahy, the Tulse man, is on, number 17. He's taken the free.
He's a small little fella here, but he doesn't have the bike with him today. Eddie McBurty wanted probably the richest man in Chicago. Well, he'll tell you who he is anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, Eddie from Donegal. And
he's actually Scottish, he's not from Donegal.
Here comes Brendan Kelly. Brendan, great save once again by Tommy Scahill in the Parnell's goal. That's the third or fourth great save he's made today, in fairness to him. And yeah, Shrek is asking why he's standing off them. That's a good question, because that's what the Parnell's boys done there. They just give them too much room and too much space, and you can't give these Tones lads that sort of room. So it's going to be a 45, and Ulton Kelm is going to take it just to the left of centre. Suit a right-footed kicker, but it's into a fairly strong breeze. Here he comes. Oh dear. Yeah, he couldn't raise a smile, Ulton, unfortunately.
Bit like yourself there.
Rory Gallagher.
Looking in at the bartender.
Yeah, really. Rory Gallagher now gives it across to Michael Byrne. Michael looks up, sees Stephen Connor. Stephen now brings it down the far side, stops, goes back to Colin McLaughlin. Colin left-footed. Oh, Jesus. Colin needs to work on his left-footed passing. Killian Heaney now. Killian, the Mayo man. He looks, takes on Callum Fahy, tries to cut inside, fouled by the Tones man. And Killian is...
Callum he was an old roommate of yours there a few months ago.
Was indeed, yeah. Oh yeah, you couldn't have a better man, no doubt about it. Always in by 8 o'clock.
In the morning.
And yeah. So, actually he texted me the other day that they had a new player out from Fermanagh. Custard is his nickname. So wherever you are, Custard. We'll have to find out what Custard's name is.
Quinn might eat you if you're a Custard.
Yeah, yeah. He might make a tempting
jelly on top of it.
Might make a tempting dessert for someone. Here comes the Tones once again with Ulton Herney. Ulton takes it on to his right foot and swings it at it and clips it nicely over the bar.
There's another big loss to Roscommon, actually, more than Duggan, was Ulton Herney this year.
Yeah, he certainly was, but decided that he wanted to travel, and I suppose you can't blame him for that, for sure. Nice lad, Ulton.
Absolutely.
Here comes the Parnells once again with Killian Heaney. He's been lively since you came on, and you're right, Nicky. I would have probably had him on from the start, to be honest with you. Into Conor Calvey, who's been suspiciously quiet today. Normally he's an awful lot more on the ball, but he clips that one with the right foot and nicely over the bar. Nice score there for the Parnells. So 4-15 to 1-11.
Maybe he was on the golf trip. Maybe somebody spiked his 7-up or something, because he's not his. He's actually scored 2 points or a goal and a point in the last 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
1 minute and 4 seconds left.
Yeah, we're gone into the 30th minute. So we're almost at the discretion of Martin Delaney, the referee, as to how long he adds on for injuries. Might be 3 or 4 minutes. And the Tones raiding again up that far side with Brendan Kelly. Brendan Kelly looking up in front of him and sees nothing but room, and here goes Brendan Kelly right through. That's a great goal.
That's a great goal.
That is a great goal from young Brendan Kelly there. Beautiful finish. He just ghosted through the Parnell's defence, and the Parnell's lads, they just stood off him again and allowed him to run, but he certainly has pace to burden, this lad. The Tones seem to have all sorts of weapons in their armoury.
Who's eligible now from Ireland to come out before anyone that lost the Tailteann Cup yesterday, right?
Yeah,
over the weekend,
they're
eligible, right?
If your county is out, you're eligible to play once you get the requisite paperwork, and that's Tom Close, and that's a good score from Tom Close. Lovely score off his left foot, and puts another score on the board for the Parnells. 113, 16 points. The problem is that the Tones have 5 goals and 15 on the other side. That's 30 points. So 14
that's about
points.
The same as you'll probably have tonight, 30 bottles.
Yeah, Nicky, it's no wonder you're going to Ireland every 3rd month. Yeah.
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 Well, I thought I'd be going for an All-Ireland, but after today and last Sunday,
Oh no.
I don't think so.
I don't know now. It's looking dodgy, but anyways, you'd never know. Danny Dixon with the ball, gives it into Brendan Kelly. Back to Dixon. Dixon now with the fluorescent boots, gives it to Callum Fahy. Callum is pulled and dragged there, and it's going to be a free into the Tulse man. And Callum puts it down and leaves it for Brendan Kelly. Brendan now will surely kick this one and put the lead out again. Just checking the leaderboard in the US Open for anyone that's interested in it. Wyndham Clark still leads by 1 from Rory McIlroy, and Robbie Fowler back 2 over so far through 5, 8 under. Not looking good for Robbie. I was sort of hoping he might do it if McIlroy doesn't win it. I was sort of hoping Fowler would, but not looking good in the early stages. Anyway, on we go with the Parnells. Down that far side, it's Michael Byrne striding all the way down along and gives a little high, sort of a loopy pass to Patrick Brooks. Brooks gives it into Killian Heaney. Killian now once again puts on the afterburners, jinking and juggling. Gives it off there to Patrick Brooks once again. Brooks tries to get the shot in, and he manages to squeeze it into the far corner of the net. That's a great goal at the very end. And I think Martin Delaney has decided that's enough is enough. And it's the final act of this game. And it's a victory for the Tones by 5 goals and 16 points, 31 points to 2 goals and 13, which is 19. So 31 to 19, 12 points the margin in the end, Nicky. And really the goals killed the Parnells.
I did. It was a very disappointing performance by the Parnells. I did think they'd put up a better fight today, but they've still 3 games and they need probably miracles.
Yeah, and they need reinforcements, as you said. So so that's the games from the Gaelic Chicago Gaelic Park for today. Hope you enjoyed them, folks. I hope you had a fun time listening in, and we're going to do it all again next Sunday. And don't forget the podcast on Friday. Can you believe it? Coming from Lanigan's Irish Pub. And we're going to be doing a few of them now from different from Spotify, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. All the details are on chicagoga.com. Once again, thanks for tuning in, folks.